Let's get this 500 off right, boy! We'll come home and win the Daytona 500!
Eric Monaco is gonna win at Pocono for the Subway 100.
Jake Galloway will win at Darlington in the Powerway Truck Series.
Coming off the corner, it's going to be Ben Crouch taking home the win here at Chicagoland.
Really though? No he won't! Kuklon! What's up everyone, it's your boy that's Racing 97 aka Nathan Sapien, and welcome everyone to Homestead Miami Speedway as we get set for qualifying for the season finale for Season 3 of the Red Bull Cup Series and for the NIRA 500 presented by Red Bull. Just like last night, we will have a 10-minute qualifying session to determine the qualifying order because it is so important, as we saw last night in the truck race, of where these final 4 drivers end up starting in this race. It's double the length, it's 80 laps instead of 40, but still track position could be a big time factor of who wins this championship. And I'm not alone for this one. I'm up here in the booth by Napa fan.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. It's a long race for this finale, 80 laps, so they're going to have a lot of time to work their way through the field, but where you start means quite a bit, and for these 4 championship competitors, it's going to be very intense to see where they all end up starting for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, it's going to be very intense, and of course, it will be intense no matter what. But knowing that the championship is on the line, and Rookie of the Year is on the line, and everything else like that, it's going to be very interesting of how it turns out to be tomorrow night. He's one of the final 4, pretty much the guy that's turning the series into the Roger Way Cup Series. 4 wins on the season, the defending champion. Everyone thought that it was a fluke, he didn't really deserve it. Well, this season he has put on a clinic on these guys. 4 wins, the most out of anyone. He has a 1-in-4 shot at going back-to-back in the Cup Series. First ever driver to do that, if he is able to do that later on tonight. But it's going to be tough. But who knows, anything can happen at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Yeah, we saw that in the NOF SRL races we had here back in February. Very crazy place, very unpredictable, but definitely looking forward to see how it all goes down. I mean, it's. I don't think, we didn't see too much go on in the truck race last night in terms of cautions, as far as I know. So hopefully that streak will continue. We can actually have a nice clean race for these 4 championship competitors here in this finale event.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and we saw last night in qualifying, 2 of them started up front, 1 of them started in the back, and 1 of them started in the middle. So it's gonna be interesting if that happens again. What if all of them start up front? Preferably, it would be nice to have all 4 start inside the top 15. But we just have to wait and see if that happens. D8, Gilya Pez to the top. Never mind, Kuklon to the top. And the number 41 for Stuart Racing. Kuklon has had a very good season in this 41 machine. The best Stuart Haas car all season long. He really clicked it on in the playoffs, but he missed the final 4. Kuklon always has a ride for next season, going over to the number 12 of Team Penske, and Penske's going to be very strong that season, that's for sure. And now Yepes to the top of the board. Don't know if Yepes will return. Probably not at this point, but Yepes would like to get 1 more pole and 1 more win to start to end the season.
It's going to be interesting to see where these championship competitors start. I see Roger Ray in 9th, but other than that, I don't see anybody else who's a Championship 4 driver inside that top 10, and now I think even Roger Ray got pushed out there, so it's going to be interesting, especially if all these championship competitors start kind of midway towards the back of the field, because wild place back in there. You'll have some guys be able to work their way to the front, but other guys are going to end up falling back, and could very well get interesting with those guys kind of starting in the middle instead of starting up front for tomorrow's race, or today's race, whenever it's going to be. My apologies.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Of course, we got 2 Penske drivers. Penske very consistent all season long with Bradley Weem and Mitchell Collins, 2 rookies. Remember, Team Penske, they had the only fully filled rookie class on that team. All 3 cars were rookies. Once a minute, Bradley Weem and Mitchell Collins. And 2 out of the 3 cars that are rookies, by the way, make it to the final 4. No rookie has ever won a Cup Series championship. and now there's a 50-50 shot that a rookie will win the Cup Championship later on tonight. And it could be one, well, it will be one of these Penske drivers if they can steal one. And Collins, he won the 500, he won that Chicagoland to lock himself in. But even that, if he didn't win Chicagoland, I think Collins would have pointed his win, because I'm pretty sure he got 3 top 10s in a row in this round. So Collins on a hot streak, and same can be said with Bradley Ream, because everyone was able to point their way in, I believe, besides Roger Ray. Well, besides Johnny Gardner, so everyone else had to point their way in, and Penske did a good job pointing both 2 other cars in. And speaking of which, Noah Clifton, who should have made it into the Final 4 if he didn't work out at Phoenix late in the race as well. He is in 3rd right now, and Shane Rensloff is in 2nd, Angel Vera in 3rd, Quinton Moore in 5th, Ian Marco in 6th, Chastain in 7th, Bindo in 8th, Delillo in 9th, and Rob Evans in 10th rounds out the top 10 with 4 minutes to go. And right now there is no Final 4 contenders inside the top 10.
Yeah, this is going to really be interesting. If we don't have any of these guys starting top 10, I really don't think anyone has a clear advantage going into the race. But if you look down through the leaderboard there, we'll see where some of these guys are. I don't see anyone even in the top 20. This is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't see anyone either.
Are they really that far back? There's Bradley Ream is 37th. See, where's the 19 at? 34th for Roger Ray. Gardner's a little bit farther up. Oh, she just moved up to 6th right there, so that's going to be a big one right there. She's going to have a huge advantage compared to the other competitors if she can keep that position. And then the other one, Mitchell Collins is 37th, so it's definitely going to be interesting.
The only one,
especially if you only end up with one inside the top 5 or top 10 there. That's going to really make it easy for Gardner to possibly pull away with this. But those other 3 guys, like I said, it's an 80-lap race. They're going to have a long time to work their way towards the front.
Yeah, and we saw it last night for PJ Williams. He started the farthest back out of the Final 4 contenders, and at the end of the race, he got a fast truck and almost caught up to Nathan Baylor and almost won the championship, but he just ran out of time and Baylor won the championship. So even though he started in the back, he could easily work the way up to the front, and that's what Collins, Ream, and Ray will most likely have to do later on tonight for the NIRA 500. And right now, Yepes is fastest, and now these tires are starting to fall off. We saw this last night in the truck race. Once they get to like 10 or 15 laps on these tires, they start to fall off. And that's what we are seeing, and that's why the top 10, for the most part, has not changed that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a common thing in these qualifying sessions. I know you don't do qualifying that often, but longer you're out there on the tires, the slower you go, essentially. And we're gonna see that in the race tomorrow as well. These guys are definitely going to deal with tire wear tomorrow, and that'll definitely play into how easy they can make passes here at this racetrack. But either way, it should be an interesting one for tonight's race here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Definitely looking forward to seeing how it all goes down.
Yeah, and for tonight, one team that is not returning to the Cup Series is Evans Gardner Motorsports. The 25, the 5, and the 65 are not returning. We know that Allison Rain will go over to drive Stuart Haas and replace Benny Watson in that 14 machine. So she only has a ride, but we don't know of where Clark McKee's going since he was a part-timer, and we don't know where Rob Evans is going since he was a rookie this season and doesn't have a reserve. So that team is filling, and because of that, we have new teams like NBM moving up, Spire moving up, just to name a few. So the next season is going to be amazing in a couple of weeks with all of these new teams, and it's going to be a very exciting season 4. But first we have to get through tonight, and right now Yepes is still on top of the board. But how about Farkas inside the top 10 in 8th, William Block in 6th out of nowhere, and DJ Reed in 10th, just to name a few, getting some fast lap times late in the session.
Yeah, some guys probably have come down the pit lane, taken tires, and gone back out there, so that's probably a big reason why they've gotten an advantage. But yeah, we're looking forward to the new season, starting with the new league. NRLOA's coming back, so definitely excited to help you guys out with the new era of racing here for Nathan Stapleton. Back in the NRLOA. You were in the NRLOA back in the day, and now you're in it again.
I started in the MNRLOA back in 2018, and boy have things changed, but it's gonna be good to be back where I've started. And it's gonna be fun in Season 4. With signups next weekend as of this race. It will happen on March 20th for all 3 of my series on the same night. So that's gonna be very fun to see if who gets what color. But we still have to find out who wins the Season 3 championship. It can be anyone. We still have to find out who wins Rookie of the Year and everything like that. So it's gonna be a very interesting night here at Homestead for the NIRA 500. Looks like it will be Diego Yepez most likely starting on the pole for the season finale. And with time expiring, that should do it. Nope, 30 more seconds. I don't know if that's really gonna matter, but 30 more seconds on the clock still for these guys to get one more lap on the board here in qualifying.
And it looks like Yepez is going to be the guy who wins the pole. That should be it right here. So it's going to be interesting. Gardner's going to have a bit of an advantage than everybody else in this championship, but they're 80 laps in tonight's race. So realistically, everybody still has that equal shot at getting it done.
And that will do it. Yepez will start on the pole, and alongside him will be fellow Ford teammate Kukulon in second. Winslow in third, Clifton in fourth, Favela in fifth, Brock in sixth, Mark Davidson in seventh, Vargas in 8th, McKee in 9th, and Reed in 10th. And for the playoff drivers, Johnny Garner starts 14th. Brian Ream starts 20th. Oh boy. Mitchell Collins starts 40th. And Roger Ray starts 31st. Oh boy. Well,
they're going to be all over the place to start this one. I will say, Gardner and Ream are on the outside lane. That might not be a good position for those guys. I mean, Collins is on the outside lane too, but he's at the back of the field, so he'll be able to get down a little bit easier, and Roger Ray already on the inside lane. So I think Ray and Collins are going to have a bit more of an advantage in the long run for tonight's race compared to Gardner and Ream.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one if it goes caution-free, which I doubt it, but if it does, there will be 2 pit stops. And we didn't see that play into a factor in the championship last night, but it could play into a factor here tonight for the Red Bull Cup Series finale. So for Napa fan, I'm NS97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and come back in about an hour until we crown a Season 3 Red Bull Cup Series champion here at Homestead Miami Speedway. It's going to be a good one under the lights, and it's going to be good at Homestead Miami. Congratulations to Diego Yepez for getting the final pole of Season 3, and until tonight, I will see you guys then. Bye.